The economic crisis in Puerto Rico continues to worsen as the island's inability to declare bankruptcy makes it basically impossible to restructure its debt. Meanwhile, migration rates continue to increase to the mainland. Our correspondent now, Bianca Perez, now with the details.
Rafael Lanzo, a lawyer, moved to Washington, D.C. in 2010 from his natal Puerto Rico due to the economic crisis. He was unable to obtain work in his homeland, and like more than 300,000 Puerto Ricans who abandon the island annually, he was forced to leave his home behind in order to find economic stability.
It's really sad, and not only seeing it, but living it somehow, because whatever happens over here, this adventure is being propelled by that crisis. And seeing all the people that you leave behind, your family, your friends, having to struggle every day to basically survive and live, it's really heartbreaking.
Factors like the migration due to high unemployment rates and the lack of engagement in the workforce add to the growing crisis that is now reaching $73 billion.
The unemployment rate on the island is more than twice that on the mainland. It's more than 20% unemployment rate. And many people who live on the island are actually not engaged in the labor force.
A large portion of the debt that Puerto Rico has accrued comes from the current territory status of the island, which currently prevents cities and public corporations who have a large portion of the debt from declaring bankruptcy.
When you are a territory as opposed to a state or independent nation, you're sort of in limbo. And there are many programs that don't fully apply to Puerto Rico, that apply to the 50 states. And there are some tools that independent countries also have that we don't have because we're a territory. So we get the worst of both worlds.
Many Puerto Ricans feel that the United States government is not in many ways helping to alleviate this crisis and need to allow Puerto Rico more autonomy in order to truly deal with the situation.
I understand that the limitation that the government of Puerto Rico and the people on the island they have, considering that is probably on the hands of the government of the United States to provide the island with either more powers or a greater level of autonomy in order to recover and either pay the debt and of course not incur in these kind of situations in the future.
Government officials in Puerto Rico propose an increase in taxes, a reduction in entitlement programs, a modification of the employment law, and privatizing some key companies in order to deal with restructuring the debt. Bianca Perez, teleSUR, Washington, D.C.